Wednesday with your girl, Jillian. If you're new here to this channel, how are you doing? And welcome to our Walk and Talk Wednesdays with Java and Journeys with Jillian. Y'all, I am so sorry. I'm starting here about 10 minutes late because the monorail is down here at Disney World to get into Magic Kingdom. So we all had to take the ferry boat over. And for those of you all who may be unfamiliar with the different modes of transportation, should you ever find yourself coming out to Magic Kingdom, or I would even say if you are someone who doesn't come here frequently and so it's easy to forget, you have to take like basically two modes of transit to get here. First, it's just like your car, some sort of vehicle to get into the park itself. Then, based upon where you park, and more than likely, unless you have preferred parking, you're going to have to take the tram just to get to the transfer station to then either make a choice to hop on the monorail or hop on the ferry boat to get into Magic Kingdom, or you could take the monorail over to Epcot or the resorts. So needless to say, that caused a little bit of delay on the back end for me, but it's okay, y'all. We are here. We are thriving. It is a very hot summer day here in Florida. And for our walk and talk today, y'all, my intention was to take you all on Tom Sawyer's Island. I have never actually done the Tom Sawyer Island experience, and it is actually going to completely shut down here in the next week. So I was like, oh, how cool that I can take you all on this kind of like first impression of Tom Sawyer's Island. But because we're getting here a little bit later than what I thought, and my co-producer, aka husband, was telling me that they actually stopped the queue or stopped taking folks over to Tom Sawyer's Island about 30 minutes till when that experience closes. So y'all, we didn't make any time to do that, but it's okay. You all know that your girl has a backup plan. What we're going to do is actually just take the riverboat and go on a little, mini cruise around the area, which I actually did this before. One of my earliest videos, y'all. It's so crazy. I'm like, I don't even remember what was it entitled as, but one of my earliest videos, we actually did just that. We went to the Liberty Tree Tavern, and then we took the little mini cruise around the rivers of America, as they call it here at Magic Kingdom. And it's always a lot of fun. I don't typically go on the riverboat experience too often, but I think considering that whole area is going to be shutting down soon enough, might as well, right? Enjoy some of the trips. Hey, how's it going? Thank you, Big Wig. Hi, Room Boy. How's it going? Do you have a boyfriend? Honey, I have a husband. What about you? Are you booed up, Big Wig? But listen, I can make anything work based upon your 401k. Don't tell my husband that. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Listen, I feel very young at heart. So, I got to keep the energy going because we have to. Things are crazy right now in the world. So we have to keep the good vibes going. You know what I'm saying? How is everything going out there, y'all? Don't want you to think British. I love it. Listen, I love some good British tea. Okay. So you be as British as you would like. I do not. Let me tell you all, do not have children. And I will tell you why I do not. I love the kids. I am a very proud godmother / cousin / auntie to many of kids. And that is enough for me for right now. In this economy, I'm like, absolutely not. It's a no for children. What about you? Do you have any kids? And y'all, drop down in the comments. How are y'all doing out there? How's your week? Honey, in Florida, it is hot. I am burning up. And this is a walk and talk, right? So if you're new here to this, I will say, just to give you all a heads up, my walk and talk Wednesdays is simply just us walking around the park, kikiing, having a good old time. So if you have any comments, any topics, things you want to talk about, drop down in the comments, let your girl know. This is a very casual thing. So it's not all about Disney. That's not what this is, although we can chat about Disney if that is your tea. And I'll show you all the views. Because with Walk and Talk Wednesday, we need to have some good views, honey, while we're at Magic Kingdom. And y'all see how crazy busy the park is? This is insane. So I have my sister and my co-producer, aka husband, basically helping to navigate because y'all, it's crazy out here in these streets. Yeah, let me check out some of your comments, y'all. What is up? What is up? What are your opinions on beans and toast? Oh my gosh. Okay. Room Boy, I have not had a lot of beans and toast. The one time I did go to the UK, I thought about trying it, but I honestly think that I need to have some really good like beans. Like, I don't know if just the canned beans are going to be enough. Like, I need to have some seasonings and some flavor. And so that was like the one British thing that I have not had. Are beans on toast good? Like, is that what's up? Because I've heard mixed things. I've heard some people say it's really good and then some people say it isn't. But my opinion is that I'm pretty sure if the beans are seasoned, you know, if they're hooked up, then I'm sure it could be good. What's up, Jacob? What's up, Pimpin'? Hi, Omar. Thanks for joining. Oh, yeah. Is it hot in the UK? I bet I am burning up, y'all. I'm in the worst place. Like, I don't know. For those of y'all who are new to my channel, I am not a summertime girl. I prefer the fall weather. So, of course, I'm in the best place to live, right? Like, Florida is great if you're someone who does not like perpetual heat and humidity. I feel like I'm melting over here. Oh my gosh, yeah. So like financial bigwig, I see your comment. Like totally, I think like things are so rough, and especially in the US, I think economically, you know, people are just going through hard times. And for me, I'm just like, could I afford to have kids? Absolutely, I could. I'm just choosing not to. That's just not, it's not. Let's see, talk about international students. Tell me more, Bigwig. What would you like for me to say about international students? So I will tell you that as someone, your girl is degreed up. So y'all, I have a bachelor's degree as well as 2 master's degrees. And I went to school with a lot of international students, and I love the perspectives that international students bring to the table. And I know here, and typically I don't really get too much into politics, but I do know that Harvard is facing some issues with the current administration and them trying to revoke their ability of having international students, but it's all politics. There's really no reason for that. They're just trying to cause like Harvard and some other institutions pain if they don't believe the way they believe politically, which I don't think is fair. Like, I think international students, again, I'm a proponent as someone who's a Black woman. I am all for diversity, baby. And I think that in order to thrive, this country, like, quite frankly, would not be what it is if it wasn't for different groups of people coming here. I mean, living here in Florida and being in a place where, you know, it's heavily tourists. We have a lot of people who come here and visit from other countries. And like, if it wasn't for people coming here and visit, that would hurt our economy, right? So I don't know. I'm all for having different groups of people here. As long as we're all being respectful to each other, that's really what it's about at the end of the day. Oh, yeah, I hear you, Room Boy. Yeah, I will tell you that I don't think, and this is just my little perspective, right? I don't think that it's Americans that hate like British people. I absolutely don't think that's what it is. I think you just have some people that have these very extreme beliefs, and they want to feel as if they're in a position of power. And if there are other countries, other people that do things and behave in different ways, people just don't like to see people do things that they don't feel like is normal, right? So I think, personally speaking, I love the Brits. I love the UK. I've only visited once, and I hope to go back again because I had an absolute ball. Absolute. Yeah, this season. I feel you on that. Yes, like so Bigwig, there are a lot of people because it is the summertime here. So this is like peak season here at Disney in Florida. And y'all, I'll show you again like where we're at right now. So we're going to get on the riverboat cruise. And right now we're just waiting for the riverboat to come around. And so, yeah, this is definitely peak season. So it is going to be busy and crowded like this all summer. So y'all, I'll tell you, drop down in the comments if you're planning a trip to Disney, let me know. And like speaking of the riverboat, you all can kind of see it there in the distance. Sorry for the lighting here, it's just because it's so bright. but the riverboat is making its way around the corner and we are going to hop on it. So it is going to be pretty much like this throughout the whole summer. I don't even think that the crowds are going to cool off a little bit until school starts back here in the US, which is August. And then, you know, I would say August, September, depending on what part of the US you live, and also some other countries. So it is going to be hot and crowded. And this is why, for me, I'll tell you all, Magic Kingdom is like, I don't really care to come to Magic Kingdom during the summer because it's especially crowded. Y'all know what I'm saying? So it's just, it's so crazy. Let's see, Britain and the USA are really close, but I think people, yeah, there's just a lot of like back and forth. And I just think it's such a shame because a lot of it is uncalled for. And I think that like people have different beliefs, but I am just someone where I don't believe that there's only one way of doing things. I think everyone has different perspectives, and I think sometimes you need to like listen and have conversations and meet people halfway and see what are some of their pain points. And we've completely like lost sight of that. Like, I think a lot of people are now into this. It's very divisive where it's like you have to believe one way or another, and I just don't think that's the right way to operate. You know, here's a riverboat coming up. I cannot wait, y'all, to get onto this riverboat because it is hot. It is very hot. Ooh, air broken. Can you explain to me what that is? I will tell you that, like, I wish more places, like, definitely it's air conditioning is very common here in Florida because it is so hot. But I'll tell you that there are certain states that, as someone who lives in Seattle, where because Seattle is typically cooler, there's not air conditioning in a lot of the homes and housing in Seattle because you don't really need it. So it's really interesting when you go to different parts of the US, and I'm sure it's like this in other countries too, that, you know, hotter parts require a lot more AC than here. Let's see. I hate to bring politics into your president and you're no military or close like if we die, we invited your president. Yeah. I feel you on that. It's a complete mess, and I know that there's a lot of divisiveness because I know that there are a lot of British people that are like, please don't invite this man to come over here for any reason. And I get it. I totally get it. Because, you know, when someone brings chaos everywhere they go, sometimes you're like, we don't want that. So I wish that things were not like this, but unfortunately, here we are, which really is lame. Oh, Big Wig, you're asking about my experience. Can you explain more when you say what was your experience? I will say that, like, in general, you all know, like, I'll tell you while we're waiting to get on the riverboat. So formally, this was like some years ago, I was in government relations, which was like great, but it was for an educational institution. So I could sleep at night. I wasn't like a lobbyist for like a big bad corporation. So I really enjoyed that work because I worked with a lot of student advocacy groups and faculty and staff. And it was just like really good work where you're really just trying to share information around like what your institution is doing, how it helps the state, what interesting projects, programs, and how to make college and higher education more accessible to students in general because it's so expensive, especially here in the US. Higher education is crazy expensive, and a lot of people put themselves into a lot of debt just to access it. So those are some of the issues that I worked on, and it was very rewarding work. So I have like, I can talk a little bit fluently about the politics, but you know, it's okay because like this is a respectful dialogue, and really that's all I ask for, especially if anyone ever wants to have conversations. Like what's happening here, there are a lot of big heavy things that are going on, and sometimes it helps to just have an outlet. So I'm always open to it as long as we, you know, keep the dialogue cute. And I will tell you all that, like, for me, I have always encouraged you may have seen this in some of my other videos, find joy in something, right? I think that that's like super important. And for me, that's why I am like very much living in Florida. Disney is basically in my backyard. I go to the Disney parks all the time because that is my outlet. When things are stressful, especially stuff that's going on in the world that's outside of my control, I tell folks like, find your joy in doing something that makes you happy and serves as a great distraction for a little bit, right? And so for me, that's taking, trips over to Disney because I live here. I'm in Central Florida. I'm in Orlando. So Disney and Universal are very easy for me to get to. So like I go to the parks every week, like full stop, because that's where I can live in a fantasy, take a break from the reality of the situation for just a little while, right? So, for those of you all who are joining Walk and Talk Wednesday, hello, please drop down in the comments. What do you like to do on your free time? What do you like to do that brings you some joy? I'm going back to your AC point over here. Really don't have AC unless it's big business. Yep. I see, yeah, because like in the UK, it's typically like colder weather, right? Because when I was in Seattle, I know the weather was very similar where it's like cloudy, rainy weather. I miss Seattle so much, y'all. I miss it. And I hope one day to move back to the West Coast because the weather is so much cooler. This is too much for me. Like my face is sweating. I was just telling my sister, I'm like, I should have brought my cooling cloths. I need to start having like a little checklist. And so I'll say, for those of you all that are planning on coming to Florida, I have said this in my videos, and I will be a broken record saying it all the time. Like, do not play yourself. Like, bring your little mini fans, bring cooling cloths, drink lots of water because you will pass out. That's how hot it is, and especially when you're in these crowds. And y'all, we are heading on to, no problem. We're heading on to the riverboat right now, but you'll see how crazy crowded it is. So you really have to the best of your ability, like make sure that you stay hydrated because you will pass out. I've seen that happen to a lot of people here, and especially because as well, there's so many sweet treats and like good food you can eat, and you want to make sure that you are also eating like well, like yes, like I'm all for the junk food and the yummy things, but also like get your vegetables in, get a good salad in, get a good smoothie in because you need that to like fuel yourself. But yeah, y'all, like I cannot believe like we're on the riverboat and y'all, all this is going to go away soon, which is really crazy. And they're going to turn this whole basically area into Cars Land. So it's really wild that this is what this is going to turn into. And here's like the deck. So the riverboat has 3 floors. They have a lower deck that has some like standing space, and then you can go up and you can get also like another view of everything. But y'all, this is what it looks like. And then you'll see, we'll peek out over, but you'll see Haunted Mansion right there in the distance. I know, I agree with you. Yes, like I love the riverboat, and they're just doing it, I think, because they're trying to do some things different in the park, especially with Epic Universe opening up. And this is something that they've had planned for a long time. So I think they're always looking for ways to compete and ways to, keep the parks like fresh. And so at Disneyland, they have Cars Land and it's super popular, but Disneyland, or I should say more specifically Disney's California Adventure, is very different than Disney World. So I really wish that they would not get rid of this because Disneyland is going to keep their like riverboat and everything. And like here, I'm like, this is so beautiful. And when it's hot like this, it's like, this is a great thing to do. And the wait is typically not too long. It's open. You just walk on, you can take a seat, and you'll see even here, like on that bottom floor, they have seating and it's just beautiful. So I don't know why, like I really wish they would put Cars Land somewhere else and just like expand the park further instead of getting rid of this because it's a shame. Yeah, like look it up. They are getting rid of it, and I am so bummed. And I was hoping to take you all over. So you see where it says Tom, Huck, Tom, Hart, Becky. So that is Tom Sawyer Island. I was hoping to bring you all over there, but they are going to shut that area down. Like they're not bringing anyone over there because they stopped bringing people over to Tom Sawyer's Island around like 30 minutes till close. So I'm like, shoot, I'll have to take you all. We'll have to get here a little bit earlier. I know. I don't even know what their plan is for like how they're going to drain this whole area. But I will tell you, Disney's system, they don't play. Like they have a whole infrastructure built up. And so it's amazing to me to see how the Imagineers and staff like turn everything around. And you'll look at this and you're like, what are they going to do? How are they going to do this? And then you'll come back and it's like all decked out and it's incredible what they're able to do. Oh yeah, 100%. Oh, millions of gallons. And the riverboat is popular. So I'm grieving on the inside because I don't want them to do it. But yeah, I figured like we're gonna do, and typically for my walk and talk, y'all, like we put in those steps. But y'all, it's hot. And I'm like, let's enjoy this riverboat while it's still accessible, because pretty soon it's gonna go bye-bye. It is so hot. I was so bummed, and Disney's actually closed down quite a few attractions across their parks because they're just building and making way for new experiences, new attractions, and they're always trying to compete, right? So Epic Universe, I have a few videos about Epic Universe. They're, always trying to make sure that they're at the top when it comes to quality of theme parks, being a top destination. But to me, I'm like, honey, like address these prices. Like, yes, I get that you have to, completely renovate and you do have to freshen things up. But let's talk about these prices. Like, if you all can do something about that, that would be really great. Thank you. I agree. Like, I wish that they would just expand. Like, honestly, I'm like, can you all just expand? Because like this, like every time I come out to Magic Kingdom and I do these live streams, I always like walk by this area, and when the riverboat starts going, we'll see like Tiana's Bayou Adventure, we'll see like whole part of like Frontierland, Adventureland, and it's just such a bummer that they're going to be getting rid of this because it's so nice, and I'm just like, no, why? Like, this is so great. Like, you all don't need to do that. So it's going to be interesting to see how they end up doing Cars Land and what that looks like, and how they actually completely change all of this and turn it into that, because that's going to be truly, truly, truly something. But yeah, so we're going to enjoy this cruise once it gets started. And then once we make our way around, we'll continue to do some walking and some talking. But we're like 20 minutes in, which is crazy because typically I try to get these live streams to about, 30, 35 minutes. But y'all, listen, if we're having a good time, we're having a good time. We're going to keep the party going. No, I have not heard about a Universal Studio in the UK. What? Oh yeah, my co-producer's nodding. He is like the expert on theme parks. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. Bigwig, listen, we're here for the views. We are here for the views. Do you think, Maroon, are you going to get a season pass, you think? Because I totally would. Like, you absolutely have to. And let me tell you, that gives me another reason to try to go to the UK. I love the UK. I'm actually disappointed that I've only been once, and it was like pre-pandemic. So I had a great time. We have a couple of friends in the UK, and it was just such a treat to visit them. Yeah. I hear that costs are everything, right? Like I was saying, especially in this economy, like I think a lot of people are going through it right now. And so it's like, listen, show us these prices and I will think about investing, because it basically feels like I joke around with my friends and some of my colleagues and coworkers. And when they ask me about Disney and going to Universal and all that, and I'm like, y'all, I essentially have to give up like my kidney, and I have to donate like several pints of blood and do all the things to get these passes. Like, my joke is essentially what takes all my coins: Beyonce, Disney/Universal, and like that's pretty much what takes all my coins, especially the merch. So I'm always side-eyeing when I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all, I'm gonna go into this merch shop, I'm not gonna spend anything, and I could just see all the memes like side-eyeing me, like, girl, you're lying. I'll tell you that I hope that season passes and even single day passes are affordable in the UK, because that would be, it's just like everyone wants to have these great experiences, and it's hard to do that if you're going to keep going up on the prices, right? But I will tell you, like, I think what will be so much fun about having Universal in the UK is just to see how they theme it, what it's going to look like, especially considering what Universal was able to pull off with Epic Universe, which is absolutely amazing. Yeah, you know what? Now that you bring that up, Rune, I want to say that my co-producer was actually telling me, because I believe we had a conversation. Oh, there goes the boat. We're about to head out, y'all. But yeah, we were talking about if they were going to have like a Harry Potter universe. And I think he was telling me that they're actually not going to do that, which makes sense because they want to attract people here. But I was like, oh, that's interesting, because I would think they would, but I get it. It's like, I don't know that you all would find the Harry Potter universe to be as captivating because, you know, you basically live. Like the UK is so beautiful, and it's like, I don't know that it would hit as hard as it does here. Oh, yep, for sure. Yeah, I'm looking forward to checking that out. And especially my co-producer, he's very much like someone who is into theme parks. So he definitely has that on his list. But yeah, y'all, we're about to take off here, and we're going, and you'll hear like some of the riverboat talking in the background. Oh, thank you so much, Christian. I appreciate it. Y'all, listen, do your girl a solid. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe and share, because y'all, I come to you live every single week, and I'm trying to figure out if I want to expand to TikTok. So let me know. Drop down in the comments and let your girl know. But yeah, we are here on the riverboat. If you're just tuning in, Java and Journeys with Jillian. And y'all, it is hot, so we are just hanging out. And you all see the like little raft. So that's the basically vehicle that you take to get over to Tom Sawyer's Island. Yep, July 7th. Yep, it's crazy. It's happening so soon. So I'll probably do another recording of some long form content, just so you all can, you know, get formally the experience. Yeah. People are taking that super seriously rude. Like anytime Disney makes any big changes or they close something down, there are so many articles that go so quick about it. And y'all will see that in the distance, that's Tiana's Bayou Adventure, which was previously Splash Mountain. Tiana's Bayou Adventure is awesome. And I absolutely love it. On a hot day like today, I may try to get on it. But yeah, it's so beautiful and it's calming. And y'all, if you're just joining, we were just talking about how all of this is going to go bye-bye really soon. And they're going to be shutting this down. And it's so unfortunate. I did hear about the Zootopia. Yes. I've heard. Are you excited about that, Christian? I'm really curious. But yeah, I heard about Zootopia. And I know that Universal is going to do some more theming around that. So that's going to be really interesting when that happens. And y'all, here is like some views of Tom Sawyer's Island. And I have never been on the island. So I'm definitely going to make a couple of trips before it completely shuts down. What's your favorite Zootopia character? I love the sloths. The sloths crack me up. So you'll have to like tell me what your thoughts are. But yeah, like Tom Sawyer Island it seems really cool. Again, I've never been on the island, but I am definitely looking forward to popping over probably at some point this week and even next week before they completely close it. And if y'all happen to miss it too, they recently closed Muppet Vision 3D, and I actually just posted a video about that, and that's at Disney's Hollywood Studios. And I was so sad. Although the Muppets are not completely going away, they are going to put the Muppets' new home as Rock and Roller Coaster, which is currently Aerosmith themed. So they're going to change the theme from Aerosmith to Muppets. And y'all see how like busy the Tom Sawyer's Island is, and everyone's now trying to get their final trips in before it shuts down. Yeah, oh my gosh, you have to watch Zootopia. It is so funny. It is so hilarious. Yeah, Christian, it's going to be really cool when they took over Rock and Roller Coaster. Because at first, before I knew that news, I was like, for real, y'all are just going to get rid of the Muppets and we're not going to have Muppets anything? Because I feel like they've been slowly but surely doing away with that. And I'm like, that would be so unfortunate. Oh, you thought the one was? Oh my gosh, I love Zootopia though. I'm curious to see what a second one will be like, but they are going to be also incorporating Zootopia into Universal as well. And that's totally fair. I actually wonder what the premise is going to be. I was surprised that they decided to come out with the second one. So it's going to be really interesting to see what the story, what the concept is going to be. Oh, yep. Monster Inc. Christian, you know the team. You know what's up. And I will say that what I miss most when I lived in Southern California, we would go to Disneyland all the time. And I absolutely love the Monsters Inc. ride over in Disneyland. It is so much fun. Exactly. Yep. And speaking of How to Train Your Dragon, I will tell you Epic Universe, and y'all check out my videos about Epic Universe, and I have chapters and all of my most of my long form content. And oh my gosh, How to Train Your Dragon is absolutely incredible. Like, it's so, the How to Train Your Dragon universe at Epic it just blew me away. It is so amazing. So amazing. You know what, Rune? I actually had a live stream about live action films, and one of my questions for that walk and talk was like, when do we stop doing the live action? Because sometimes I feel like we rest on our laurels, not we, but like, Universal, Disney, it's like the live action stuff is getting too out of hand. It's like, y'all need to come up with some new ideas. Everything does not require to be a live action film. Christian, did you like the Elio movie? Because I heard it didn't do well, but my husband was telling me it didn't do well because a lot of people thought that there was just like too much going on. Like, it wasn't as fun. It was like the plot was too complex. So you have to tell me, what did you think? Oh, you thought it was amazing? I haven't seen it yet. I'll tell you all, I am really bad about my like Pixar films. I need to catch up. I have so many Pixar films that I need to see. I'm trying to even think what was the last Pixar movie I have actually watched. I have so much catching up to do. And again, because Disney's taking all my coins, I have a Disney Plus account. I just need to tap back in and watch some Pixar movies. The last thing I watched on my Disney Plus account was X-Men 97. Because I love me some X-Men. Oh, they did. See, I'm telling you, like, if that is the case, like, they just need to come up with some new ideas. Oh, okay. Is it not out in the UK yet? I'm sure it will be. Yep. That happens so much that we typically always end up getting some of the movies, especially the ones that are like filmed here in the US. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how well it does internationally. Yeah, you're more views of Tom Sawyer's Island. Oh, Christian, why are you excited for July 4th? Is it because, are you like taking some time off? Do you have any holiday plans for July 4th? Do y'all think I should come over here? Because y'all know it's going to be crazy, but the fireworks are really cool here at Magic Kingdom for July 4th. See, that's such a bummer too, because like, if I were in the UK and knowing that you all typically get the movies like weeks later, it's like, if you have a movie that you are particularly interested in, you have to try to avoid social media so you don't get any spoilers. And I'm sure that that's tough. And y'all look at the fake deer. It's so cute. I like the little baby deer. Yeah, like the fireworks here, I will say, Magic Kingdom fireworks are chef's kiss. Like, absolutely chef's kiss. And especially July 4th. I will tell you all, I've gone to Epcot for July 4th fireworks, and that one's not as great as the Magic Kingdom fireworks. Yeah, I literally have had that issue sometimes with certain programs that I try to watch, where I start seeing spoilers and it makes me so mad, especially when people write articles about certain like shows, movies, and they put the spoiler in like the title of the article, and I'm like, for real? Like, is this, so you're choosing violence today, basically? I know, right? Oh my gosh. But I guess like the old saying is like, better late than never, right? 100% YouTube shorts. You have to be so careful. Oh, really? Okay, I've not heard about the Starlight Parade. Y'all, I miss Disneyland so much. I have shared this in some of my other videos, but if I had to pick between Disney World and Disneyland, I will take Disneyland any day of the week. I love Disneyland. It's bomb. Yeah, they do. They release spoilers, and also like when they'll frame something as like, oh, this movie, and it's like really a show. It's not a movie, but it's people like just putting in like different clips and snippets from shows, and they brand them completely incorrectly, and those have spoilers in it. It's so irritating. Oh my gosh, Christian, I am jealous. I am going to Disneyland in the fall, and I'm actually going to do the Halloween marathon. I am so excited about it. Right? With no care at all. With no care.
Not something you don't see much of this day.
I cannot wait. It's been, I think the last time I was in Disneyland was actually before I moved here to Florida. And so I am like so excited. I'm going to be living my best life, and the weather is much cooler in Florida. But it is going to be my first time doing the Halloween marathon weekend. I've never done that. I have done the Wine and Dine marathon weekend here, and I've done the 5K, and that was a lot of fun. So for the Halloween one, I'll be doing the 5K for that. I'm super excited. Oh my gosh, that is my biggest pet peeve. When I tell you, people will put like either incorrect titles of the show or movie, or it's like no episodes, no scene. And so you have to like search the comments. And typically there's like a kind person that did the research and they'll put all that on there. And I'm like, bro, are you serious? 100%. And it's so annoying to me. I'm like, don't do that. Like sometimes I wish you could flag like content. It's like, don't be that lazy. Like you actually put in the time to actually pull these clips from somewhere and you're putting it on there. The very least you could do is give us the correct title and tell us like seasons. Like give us the like literally. And with AI now, you can look up anything. Yes, like literally that's it. It is so annoying to me. I'm like, y'all better stop with this nonsense. Oh, and y'all check this out. So like over on the riverboat, you see kind of like, it's supposed to be like the native land and kind of like the adaptation of that. I'll try to come around so you all can get a better view of it.
Most of the Indians along the river,
yeah, you see it over here.
They called it which means fire.
And again, all this is going away.
The first time we passed this way, they thought it was the return of one of their.
But it's so interesting to see it. And I've always wondered, what do they do when they actually like remove all these attractions? Like, what do they actually do with the animatronics and the props and all of that? I'm pretty sure probably a lot of it's auctioned off. It wouldn't shock me. Oh my gosh, thank you, Rude. You know, like I appreciate the support because you totally do not have to spend your time with me. So I am so grateful for that. Thank you so much. And I typically try to do these like live streams every week, but also I have long form content that I post on my channel. So feel free, like binge watch. Do you? There's nothing wrong with a little bit of binge watching of Java and Journeys. And yeah, so we are, and this is like a really nice trip. So I've always said, especially while this is going on, that if you're spending all day here at Magic Kingdom, do the riverboat to get out of the heat for a little bit, to take a break, to kick up your feet. And so this is another reason why I'm disappointed that this is leaving, because I'm like, you're basically taking away like something that's very easy and, you know, is basically something that people can do that's entertaining and allows them to rest, right? Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I am so new to this. My channel is less than a year old. So very small creator. But you know, your girl has big dreams. Like I hope to be able to do this full time in the future if I'm ever able to. But it feels so grateful that I've been able, like when I first started out, I'll tell you that I was lucky to get like 5 people watching anything that I would post. And so it's grown so much even in less than a year. I'm so grateful to anyone that actually takes their time out, because you don't have to do that. Like there's a lot of content you could be watching. So thank you so much. The support is so needed, and there's like a lot of creators who I absolutely adore. So I am always here. Like I live in YouTube essentially. Most of my entertainment is YouTube, which is why I miss out on so many Pixar movies. Yeah, here's some more views, and this is like the backside of the island. So of course all these spaces are inaccessible in terms of walking over, but it's really cool just to see it. And it's going to be interesting to see like where they end up moving all these props and all these objects. Oh, thank you so much, and have a good one. Thank you for joining. And yes, definitely be sure to pop in and engage with your girl in the long form content as well. Have a good day. And y'all, if you're continuing to hang out with me, Java and Journeys with Jillian, We are on the riverboat for our Walk and Talk Wednesday, just hanging out and enjoying the view. And I hope you all are having a great day and you've been enjoying some of the engagement here. Y'all, we've been, having a lot of great dialogue about the park and changes and movies. So if there's ever a topic you want to talk about, like Walk and Talk Wednesday, we keep it all casual over here, honey. So be sure to let your girl know if there's anything you want to chat about. But yeah, we are just going to enjoy this riverboat cruise. And then when we disembark from the boat, we're just going to hang out and walk around a little bit. And you all can see in the distance over, we have Frontierland right across the way. So our riverboat cruise, is almost about to come to a close. And you'll see over in the distance, we have the loading dock. Y'all, I absolutely love a good riverboat cruise. You'll have to drop down in the comments and let me know, y'all, like, what do you try to do to get out of, like, the heat? Especially if you are located somewhere that is hot and humid like Florida. Because, y'all, any excuse to get out of the sun. And granted, the sun is about to set here soon, so I'm so thankful for that. But if you all are making your way over to Disney in the upcoming, I would say, week, be sure, hop on the riverboat, check out Tom Sawyer's Island before it completely closes, y'all. I cannot believe this is happening. So you all know, I will definitely present some type of long form video probably in the next couple of weeks, just showing everything, taking another trip. But you see the beautiful view of Cinderella's castle in the background. And y'all, this was such a treat, being able to do this with you. And I actually think this is probably one of the first live streams that I've actually gotten on a ride. So you all have to tell me in the comments, if you want me as a part of my Walk and Talk Wednesday to maybe pick an attraction that I can take you all along with me, let me know, because we can make this as creative. The whole point about Walk and Talk Wednesday is just to get ourselves out, especially for those of y'all. Shout out to my people who are working multiple jobs. It is, I was saying earlier today that it's really good to find joy in something because things are so crazy here, just in the world in general. So you got to figure out your joy, and my joy is coming over to Disney and Universal. Even though I do not enjoy Disney, your girl is melting. But the view is just so stunning. So I definitely, if you all would like for me to take you on more trips and experiences in the parks, in addition to walking around and give you all that gorgeous park view, let me know.
Welcome back to Liberty Square. At this time, please gather your personal belongings and take small children by the hand as you start making your way down, down, down to the lowest level of the ship. That is where you will find the one and only exit of the Liberty Bell Riverboat. Once again, folks, please utilize any of those 7 stairwells ahead. Down, down, down to the level closest to the water.
We're going to get ready to disembark here. And as I was saying when we boarded, that the ferry boat has 3 levels, and so we are going to actually disembark on the bottom level. You'll see over across the way, this is where we got on. I feel like I'm having deja vu because literally this was one of my very first videos, about 7 months ago when my sister and I came out. We went on the riverboat cruise. We did Liberty Tree Tavern, which was actually pretty good. Because you all know, I'll tell you right now, the food in Magic Kingdom, baby, it is not the greatest. It is not the greatest at all. So when you're able to find those spots, Skipper Canteen is actually one of the top, I think, Magic Kingdom restaurants. I 100% endorse Skipper Canteen. Liberty Tree Tavern is also good. Skipper Canteen is far better, but I think especially if you have a large family because it's family style, and they'll bring you as much. But it's really good if you do have a lot of family and y'all are all hungry. Head over to Liberty Tree Tavern. But those are the two restaurants so far that I will give my endorsement to. Everything else is mediocre. And also, as a pro tip, y'all, if you're visiting and let's just say you're at an Airbnb or a hotel that has like a refrigerator, bring your own food that will actually hold up in the heat and hold up in this weather, because the food here is, don't play yourself, because you will spend money on some like jalapeno poppers and it will just be so disappointing. You'll bite into it and you'll be like, oh my God, I just spent $10 on this nonsense. And I'm like, yeah, you did, unfortunately. So don't play yourself. Like, do your research on the good places to eat, which are very limited in Magic Kingdom. So if you're able to go outside of the park, go to Disney Springs if you can, go anywhere else if you feel like the options are not great enough for you here, and or bring your own food that will hold up in this heat. But your girl will tell you this upon experience. I suggest some frozen Uncrustables, Kind bars, protein bars galore, and also bring your own water bottle so you can survive. And y'all, we're about to walk down these stairs here, so you all can get also a view of the bottom level here. Try not to break my neck as I'm talking to you all. And then you'll see the inside areas. This is all seating inside this window here on the level that we were just on. So we are heading down. And how's everything going out there for you? I hope everything's well. And y'all, I cannot believe we were like 45 minutes into our live stream. So when we disembark, we're going to walk over to Tiana's Bayou, y'all, and wrap it up. Because your girl cannot believe how fast time flies. And we are having a great time, especially here at Crowded A Magic Kingdom. We are heading out, and here's a little bit of the bottom level, so very similar to the level we just left. All right, friends, we made it off, and I'll show you all the backside here of the riverboat. So pretty. And so yeah, here's a little bit of a better view of the riverboat. I'm going to miss the riverboat so much, y'all. So I am definitely going to get quite a few trips in, because it is going to be so sad when this goes away. And I actually wonder what they're going to do with the riverboat, or if they're going to like dock it somewhere here, which I hope they do. Because it would be nice to be able to have like this still be very much a part of the park here. And y'all, how does the rest of the week looking? So I'll tell you all what's on the docket in terms of Java and Journey. So if you happen to miss it, check out, I just posted a video, because in our dialogue and us talking on the riverboat, and like different attractions that are closing at Disney's Hollywood Studios, they just recently closed Muppet Vision 3D and actually the whole Muppet Land area in Hollywood Studios. So it's not accessible anymore. Check out my video. And also I have a separate video that I posted, I want to say within the last couple of weeks, where I went over to Pizza Rizzo. So we spent some time and, really tried to enjoy Muppets Land while it was still open and accessible. And they are actually going to be moving the Muppets over to Rock and Roller Coaster. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they do there with that. But y'all, it's such a bummer to see that so many little attractions are closing in Disney. They're constantly evolving, and I get it. But sometimes there are certain things where I'm like, why? Like the riverboat, I'm like, don't do it. But check out my video on Muppet Vision 3D. And then upcoming this week, y'all, let me face the people. Upcoming this week, I have a couple more videos. This is so funny. I'm like Java and Journeys, and yet you all get my Costco hauls. But I do it because you all love the grocery hauls. So you'll catch my Costco haul. That's going to be posted this week. And then I have another Universal adventure where we went over to Mythos. And we actually started at Universal Studios, hopped on the Hogwarts Express, and made our way over to Islands of Adventure. And went over to Mythos. And from Universal's perspective, they believe it's one of the best theme park restaurants, or the best. And I certainly think it's a really good restaurant, so one of the top theme park restaurants, but is it the best theme park restaurant? That's debatable, but certainly really good. So if you find yourself, look at me talking about like you trifling heifer, talking about talking about Universal while you're at Disney, y'all. I have trifling tendencies. But let me show you the view as we are now walking over to Tiana's Bayou Adventure before we close out, y'all. This is all a part of Frontierland. And we see the sun is starting to set, y'all. We have a nice breeze going on through here, which makes me unbelievably happy. Because I'm like, look at, y'all see all the people that are here. I will say thank you to those of you all, especially with small kids, that are able to make your way out here and just bless you, because I know it is not easy. I have seen whole families fall apart at Disney. So that's why I'm like, listen, don't play yourself. You have to be prepared when you come out here during peak season in the summer, because it is absolutely insane. So let me know, let your girl know if you are planning on coming out here to Disney over the summer. Make sure you are prepared, honey. Yeah, as we're passing over, we have Country Bear Jamboree, which they have completely renovated that. And that was actually like a few months back. So I think it's pretty cool. My co-producer is not the biggest fan of the new show because I think the old show was quite, though old and dated, it was hilarious. At least for me, I found a lot of humor in it. And y'all, I've actually not been to Pecos Bill. So that is one for all the talk about like Magic Kingdom food and where to go eat. Pecos Bill is a quick service restaurant. And, you know, I don't know if it's any good or not. So I'll have to try it out at some point just to see if it's any good. Y'all, I see Tiana's Bayou Adventure. Y'all, if I could just jump in that water, I would. It is like that ride is calling my name. So I'm going to ask my co-producer what the wait is. And if it's not a long wait, I may have to take a dip. And I highly advise, especially if you all come out here in the summer, mid-afternoon especially, that is the time to ride the water rides because you will dry up super fast. And that was my one qualm about Disneyland because it gets cooler in the evenings in Southern California. And so even in the summertime, I'm like, do not get on the water rides if in the evening when you're in Southern California because you will be freezing at night. But here in Florida, honey, you can get on the water rides all time of the day and you will be okay. Y'all, here's Tiana. You all see everyone coming down. But y'all, this is where we're going to end our walk and talk. It's been such a great evening with you all and the pick me up that I needed after a long day of work. So, you know, don't forget, y'all, we have Walk and Talk Wednesday every single week. So like, subscribe, share, tune in, holler at your girl. You know, I always love the engagement. If there are any topics that you want to discuss in our Walk and Talk Wednesdays, feel free to share. If I'm somewhat knowledgeable about it, if I feel like I can carry on a conversation, your girl will try to do it. Thank you all for your support. Thank you for tuning in, and I will catch you at the next Walk and Talk Wednesday. Bye. Have a good one.